Good evening, friends, and we are back here again with good news and better reach thanks to Business World. We have partnered with Business World for this online sessions from today onwards, and Dr. Anurag Batra was kind enough to acknowledge the content and the good that it is doing to the society at this time of need, and it's a great partnership that we are associated together. So thank you, Business World, for making us live on multiple platforms of Business World. The topics for today are also very, very interesting. We are going to discuss about the positive ideas in the current scenario and the new business opportunities. Friends, we need to realize one thing: by keeping ourselves positive, by keeping the whole world positive, we are actually doing social work, because what is required today more than anything else is positivity and goodness towards each other. The world has never seen this scenario before, where people are so much concerned about each other, and we all need to be healthy. We all need to be strong in business so that our arms become stronger to do more social work and more charity and make this place a better world to live in. So the topic for today is a very interesting one. Nagu, what are your positive ideas in this current scenario?
No, it's so important, Rajesh, that we start off on a positive note. No denying the fact that the pandemic is one of its worst.
Yes.
We're not trying to undermine that. It is for a fact. Now, for a fact is something that you've understood for the first time. Now, every time you understand the same thing, there's nothing new to understand. So it's already a dented market or a dented mindset. In that, how would you make an impact? Only by spreading more and more negativity, which is it's only the onset of more and more fear. With fear, you cannot even lift a dead leaf. So
Absolutely.
Having understood that, if everybody has done all the negativity consciously or unconsciously, let's try positivity for a change is what I would really suggest. Because the situation outside is not going to change, but you will change your outlook, and hence you will find a lot of solutions, which means positivity is going to work to everybody's advantage. Now, to get to a very practical situation on what it is today, I would think, yes, there is a current business scenario which is like crazy. But from there, if we can say, let's ask ourselves some practical questions. Let's get into the brick and mortar of it. Anybody and everybody is in a given industry. COVID-19 has brought in certain do's and don'ts. The don'ts are very loud, it's clear, it's a writing on the wall which even a blind man can read. If that's going to be the case, then the question is, what would you do? Would you think that the way you're currently doing your business is going to address those not to-dos, or is it addressing the to-do? If you can say, oh yes, there's a lot of people involved, there's a lot of touch, and this, that, the social distancing is not there. If the industry is going to be like that, and that's the feel you're going to give, then you might want to reinvent your whole process. Look at how you can get the job done without all of this. If you have addressed this, and if you can answer the question, I would want to buy my product because it is safe, then you have got definitely a new business model, and your existing business becomes COVID-proof.
Absolutely. So we need to be absolutely positive. That is our strength. Positive thoughts leads to happiness, and a happy mind can only generate positive ideas. So that's the whole objective of this kind of interactions and sessions, where we can pick up points from each other. There are questions pouring in. We'll start addressing. How would you remain positive with people try to put negatives on you constantly? Nitin Munot, that's a very brilliant question. Nitin Munot, my answer to that would be, make a list of all the positive people in your life and be connected to them. All the other people who are consistently negative, just keep them on the silent mode. There are smartphones which have got those functionalities where you can do that. Absolutely be in the company of positive people. This world is super positive. There are only few people who are negative. We need to be staying away from them. There are a lot of positive ideas coming up in organizations where people are reviewing their business, reviewing how they did the business, reviewing how they will be doing the business. So all the positive people are today busy strategizing and re-strategizing their decisions. Every decision is going to change. Every decision will have to have a new turn, a new bend, and a new idea. Without that, sustaining will be absolutely difficult. The positive ideas are how you are going to be motivating your team, so that every organization is currently doing it. The government is also super positive. They are making their best effort, making sure that the lives in the country are safe. Fortunately for us, the best positive news is we are having the lowest amount of casualties in the world. That is purely because of our immunity levels and the quick actions that our national government and state governments have done on absolute time. The positive ideas that would have currently is nothing but reinventing the way you work, reinventing the way you deliver your product, the way you reinvent your delivery of your service. So absolutely, you have to go digital, you have to go online, and you have to start doing activities which you were not comfortable with in the past, but today it is mandatory. Necessity is the grandmother of all such kind of situations. So this necessity will make you a technocrat, will make your business go online and create support mechanisms which were never even thought before. Geeta, over to you. On what would you share on this?
Today, Rajesh, the positive ideas in our current businesses, all companies need three things today, all the current businesses. One is staying power, one is courage, and one is foresight and vision. So with the staying power comes your 3P. It is planning, preparedness, and your performance. All these three are very, very important. If you are totally planned in terms of worst case scenario, mid path, and the best case scenario, and you are prepared for the game, and your current product and services is tuned to the current buyer's market mindset, and then your performance is to the T, it is all about sustaining power. So all the 3Ps will help you for sustaining power. If you can just sustain the next 6 months, next 9 months and 1 year, then you have a huge opportunity. Today, the game is about the large companies, medium companies, and the small companies. They will be threatened only on the sustaining power. So there will be a lot of players who will be moving out of the industry. So whoever is going to sustain, it is a big market expansion and a market growth. Market has not grown because players have left for various reasons. You sustaining in the industry will make you take a bigger market share. So it's the game about only sustaining power.
Fantastic. So should we look for new ideas in current business, or one should work on completely new idea? Rohit, that's a very good question. You have to do both. There is no option. You have to be absolutely interactive with your ideas. You need to get into lots of self conversations, and before you come to a decision, you should validate it. Rohit Rahul is the guy who started the Business Opportunities Club, which is a platform where you can validate your ideas and decisions. So that is what is required for the day. Whatever businesses we are into, they fall under three categories. Currently, because of the COVID-19 situation, that is also a question which Surya Chidambaram has asked. And those three categories are, there are businesses which will flourish fantastically because of this COVID-19 situation: pharmaceuticals, technology, logistics. These are some of the industries. The other industry, the other sector is which will be impacted 50% and 50% they are comfortable. And the third category of businesses are those people who are absolutely going to be hit by this COVID-19 situation. Now, if this COVID-19 situation needs to be overcome, we need to understand on where do we classify ourselves in what are the one of the three categories that we come into. The people who come under the third category, the people who are going to be hit, like for example, tours and travels and travel industry, that is going to take a longer time to revive and come back to their feet. So what do such people do? I would like to pass on a message to everybody that every businessman, every entrepreneur, every organization has people, infrastructure, and the skills of operations. And the most important aspect that they have is their customer base. There are three ways how you grow your business: by adding new customers, by adding more products to your existing customers, and by doing both. The people in the third category of the business might not be able to do the first category, that is adding more customers to the business. That is going to be a little slow on coming back from the COVID-19 situation, but you can do the other two. You can add more products to your existing customers and create a business model and a parallel source of revenue so that you can sustain. You are prepared to sustain, like Geeta said, you can prepare to be sustained, and the guy who sustains, who stays back, wins the game. So I think that is going to be very interesting. Sandeep Pote, who is a logistics operator in Mumbai, a very successful youngster. What's your tips for SMEs to sustain till business opportunities come to India? Nagu, you can go for it. Then I would love to add to that.
Oh, sure. That's a very nice question, Sandeep. Now, here's what it is. You don't have to really wait for business opportunities to come to India. Business opportunities are there in India. So you need to split your current activities, your outlook in the first place, and the communication to your team into two formats. One, you talk of today's situation. Today's situation is not a forever situation. Please get that straight and communicate that straight to your team. Let your team understand and believe in that. So today's situation calls for today's game plan. Draw out that game plan, go after it. Once you have moved out of today's situation, which could be like what just Geeta said, 6 months time, 9 months time, 1 year's time, take an outer shot. Be prepared for a year, right? And you start working your game plan. Once you're done with that, then comes the growth opportunity. So it's not that you need to wait, it's just two halves of it. It's the first half is what you need to be ready with for the first part, and the second half is going to be there. It all depends on how quickly you can stabilize, how sustained you are, and then how you and your team are going to look forward for newer, better, more opportunities. And exactly like, I'll have to quote Geeta again, there are companies that are going to shy out of the situation for whatever reason. So let's not get into why. There are going to be companies that are going to shy out of it. Once they do that, that's a business for you to take in your own area. That's a business for you to look at if that's going to be in a newer area. So that's like for you in yours and in the newer markets. Back to you, Raj.
Yes, thank you, Nagu. So Prabhu Raja has asked a question, how to make our clients more positive in current situations. Friends, the scenario from here onwards is going to be an educative method of selling your products and services. You need to run a coaching class for your customers on how they would benefit by adapting to your products or to your services, how they can add to their health, how they could add to their wealth, and how you can help them to secure their future and financial freedom in the future times to come. So only when the customer is convinced and educated exactly on the qualities and the qualifications of your products and services, there is a market for you. And for that, you need to be doing great homework, great preparation, and you need to excel in what you do, and you have to stand out of the competition. So it's a race between two human beings. The competition is not going to be between two products or two companies or two countries. It is going to be between the skill sets of two individuals. So every person has to excel. What will be the future of real estate in this situation is a question asked by Sandeep Warke. Well, that's our favorite topic. We'll need 20 hours to talk about that. So I will not touch that topic on this session. But real estate is here to stay. The only product which supported the entire 7 billion population is the house in which they are locked. So the lockdown, the biggest companion for every human being on planet Earth was their house. And that's what we do for a living. We build beautiful villas and beautiful houses with land ownership, which will appreciate and give you a windfall gain over the period of next 5 to 10 years. So I feel these are the best positive times to take some right and correct decisions and have an edge around the sector that you're operating in. Over to you, Geeta. What would you like to say about these topics?
See, positivity about customers, when Mr. Prabhu Raja asked, today it's all about positivity. See, prehistoric times and mankind, evolution of mankind, we've only seen several situations like this, several crises and pandemics and epidemics. But everything has crossed over and nobody remembers. The biggest example is when tsunami hit everywhere, and in Chennai, people said ECR is going to crash. Nobody will start living in ECR. The first thing which appreciated after tsunami was ECR in Chennai. So people don't remember. People pass through all of that. And memory in these things are very, very short-lived. So buyers in today's mindset will always stay positive, and we should educate them on how historically we've moved ahead. We are all about the survival of the fittest and moving forward. When this too shall pass, and trust me, Rajesh, when this passes, people will not remember this. But at the same time, you would have lost a lot of opportunities, growth opportunities, and right investment opportunities, which come timely only now. So you cannot miss the bus too.
Fantastic. So Ravi Salunke is a prominent gentleman from Nasik. For WellZone is the name of his company. How to match the long-term plan with the short-term plan considering this situation. So you need to have multiple short-term plans leading to a long-term plan, and you need to be flexible in both the plans, because we don't know what a COVID-19 situation would have done. Nobody in this world, the most powerful people, the wealthiest of the people, everybody were taken off their hook when they could face a COVID-19 kind of a situation. And the most important, impactful people were also locked down in their houses. I was listening to a very interesting session with the Honorable Minister, Mr. Nitin Gadkari today, who has big plans to open up the government spending in a big way. Friends, in an economy which goes slow, which is world over the current scenario today, the biggest spender needs to be the government. Yes, only when the government will invest in the society, in the state or in the country, that is the money that comes to your pockets. And India has got some large plans for infrastructure development. So as entrepreneurs, we need to get aligned ourselves into sectors which are going to flourish. So infrastructure, real estate, pharmaceuticals, logistics, technology, education, food, these are sectors which are going to boom. These are sectors which are going to grow enormously. So you need to get aligned. Whatever you are doing today, somewhere you have to create a junction point where you can get connected to this organization. Make a list of all the people who are in these sectors and try to define on how you can get associated with these organizations. Friends, business is not bad for everybody. I have a friend whose name is Sushant Rao and Adroit Pharma. They are into immunity tablets, and their business, he sold 6 months stock in 2 weeks. Their business has expanded. He has got international orders, which he can't supply today because of the logistics situation. But the markets have opened up for him. So pharma industry has gone big. Sandeep Poti, who's a logistics operator with 200 vehicles, is falling short of vehicles and manpower because his business has boomed. So you need to make sure that you need to get associated and connected with the industries which are going to be growing in the near future. That's what a smart entrepreneur will do. He will forecast where he needs to be associated and connected for tomorrow. Don't fall in love with what you do. Be practical and try to get associated with the right sectors which are going to grow. Real estate, food is also one of it. Our food infrastructure for the future. Yes, there is a big food market and that is going to be the growth zone. Now your take on that.
Well, Rajesh, everything is an idea. Internet was an idea. Globalization was an idea. Online was an idea. Everything was an idea first. Now, somebody who thought about it probably didn't do it, but somebody else who saw it, heard it, did it, or somebody who thought about it, did it. So ultimately, it's about doing an idea. Now, in this situation, if you can start thinking of what's that idea which is going to bust the COVID myth, which is going to go beyond COVID, or which is going to be present because of COVID having popped in. So all of these things is like germinate an idea, get to a process to see how you can put that idea in place. And today, banks are going to be very keen in bringing those ideas out. Governments are going to be extra lenient in getting those ideas out. Every state government, for that matter, wants people with good ideas to set up new shops, to look at business as like, hey, I can do it. It's a positive thing. So things are growing. It's not messy or bad at all. Or rather, there are ways of growing. They want examples. They want to see such entrepreneurs. They want to see fresh blood. So an entrepreneur always looks at an opportunity in every situation, and can we make the best out of it? It's a very good situation to be in, to look at newer ideas. Again, friends, make sure your ideas are going to be COVID-proof. That's the question to keep asking. And if you can answer that question perfectly, I think you're on the right platform to take off.
Fabulous, Nagu. Thank you so much. How do we plan for new businesses in the current market? Friends, the world moves where the money moves. We saw money move from Facebook to the pockets of Mr. Mukesh Ambani and to the country of India. So that is a very strong indication that the world wants to enter one of the largest populated countries of this world with a strength of 1.3 billion people, which is a huge market. We are lucky to be born in this country, this glorious country of India. And the opportunities are aimed at our direction. We just need to be ready and we just need to be prepared. So how do we plan for new businesses is something interesting. Just catch on to the industries which are going to be having a growth zone. That is what I discussed and that is what we need to get aligned with. Geeta, your take on it.
Yes, we have to watch out for disruption during market. What happened after 2008 crash was two unicorn companies, Airbnb and Uber was born. So in current industries, everybody has to be very watchful on disruption to be happening. That is one very big takeaway, because today the home work office market is a big thing. Because of that, a lot of disruption and new innovation is going to happen. So everybody has to watch out whether their business is going to be disrupted and are you ready with the current trend and what are the new things which is going to come out of that. Why Uber and Airbnb led to a lot of self-employment, because a lot of big companies went and unemployment started and this went to self-employment. So like that, today's market also, there will be a lot of disruptions and new things coming. We all have to be very agile to that.
Another new idea is, this is a very good lesson for everybody to understand that we cannot be in one single activity. We need to have minimum 3 categories of activities that we are involved with. One category which will make sure that our basic needs are met. Second industry should be something which is 50% risky, 50% safe. And third activity which should be something which should be so risky that it can make a crore into 100 crores or make that 1 crore into 0. So we need to plan our life in such a way that we need to have 3 categories from where revenue generation can happen. You need to be actively involved with one business, but at the same time in the balance 2 business, you need to be having involvement in the form of decisions, which should be validated and which should be supported by practical and factual evidence after getting it ideated from a couple of other people. In this scenario, the best idea is to be in a business group, always be associated. There are business groups like Business Opportunities Club, there is Corporate Connections. These are all powerful platforms where you start getting the opportunity of cross-learning from other people's industries. This is the best time to identify the friends that you have, the industries that they are operating in, and how you can become a stakeholder in that business if it falls under the category of those list of businesses which are going to flourish after the COVID-19 scenario. Nagu, what do you like to add to that? Yes.
Rajesh, I just want to add to say that what you said was a brilliant thing. It was
yes.
so brilliant. If this was done as a strategy by people, then the growth from here, or rather the elimination of fear, is the first thing. The second thing is growth. And the third thing is where they can take this is like really open. It's like phenomenal. A lot of us, for instance, all of us, the three of us have done this, but more than doing it consciously, we have done it as a matter of fact. But now to focus on this and to do it consciously will be the best takeoff platform. Fantastic.
Yes,
more than the virus, it is the fear which has spread. So people will have to take the fear out of the game. Then I guess everything with positivity will flow forward.
I would like to add one important thing to what you just said, Geeta, because what you search for, you get. And if you search for fear, you get more of it. If you search for opportunities, you get more of it. You search for positivity, you get more of it. So what do you want, friends? Search for that, and for sure you're going to get it.
Fabulous. I'll answer this one last question and then we are off. I need your review on travel and tourism industry. Thank you, Manir Sethi. That's a very nice question. The travel and tourism industry is going to take some time to come back because that is going to be the worst affected because of social distancing issues. And a lot of international countries and airports as well as flying instructions are going to become very, very stringent. The norms of travel are going to change. Probably your passport might change. It might be having a medical chip in it. We don't know what's coming up, but there is surely something coming up. Those 3 hours at the airport might become 5 hours. We don't know, but we are supposed to be concerned about the health of our fellow passengers. At the same time, he also has to be concerned about us. So this is going to roll out a little late. It is going to be a very difficult scenario for the world to manage the traveling traffic of this world. So it is going to restrict, but that is going to be replaced by technology. Of course, you might not be able to enjoy your international holidays for some time to come because everybody's precautious and cautious. But this scenario will also change. The world will come out with a solution. There will be medication, there will be vaccination, and we will see back the whole world coming back into the same old type of action with new thoughts, new strategies, new ideas, and new businesses which they never thought of doing. So I wish you all the best. These are glorious times ahead. And I would love to say that each one of us need to have a social responsibility towards every fellow Indian, every fellow citizen of this world, and be supportive to the people who need your support. Let us be strong in our mind. Let us have the best positive ideas with our feet on the ground and teeth in the pie. Thank you so much. Have a God bless day.
Thank you very much. This is Nago Chidambaram signing off. See you all tomorrow at 4:15 p.m.
Thank you so much. Stay positive, stay safe. And this is Geeta Nago signing off. See you tomorrow.